Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and time now for the nation's sharpest opinion. And on the nation's sharpest opinion, I'd like to say that I find it perplexing that on a terrorist attack on Parliament, the INDI alliance has once again decided to play politics. Terrorists have no action. For Derek O'Brien to had worn a protest garland inside Parliament complex and then try to physically approach in a menacing way the chair, walking towards the well of the House threateningly to have stood there and squarely told the Speaker that he will defy the chair. I think it is absurd that a day after the Parliament has been attacked, that the opposition cannot stop their petty politics and see the national cause, which goes above and beyond political ideologies. Ladies and gentlemen, this is opposition for opposition's sake. This is protest for the sake of having a contrarian view. This has gone on for far too long. They did it during GST. They did it during 3. They did it during triple talaq. They even did it post Pulwama. What baffles me is to think that these people think that there is a constituency which is going to cheer them on for this kind of antics. Being anti-Modi is a political position the TMC has the right to take. But to use their obsession of being anti-Modi as the fulcrum to propel their every act is just bizarre in my view. Not on a matter of national security. Not on a terrorist attack on Parliament. Not when 24 hours earlier in the same place, terrorists have attacked our Parliament, and while the leads are flowing in to our network newsrooms thick and fast, and we are still investigating who are the masterminds behind Lalit Shah. Some people are alleging that the accused have used some photos with particular political members. I don't know. Derek O'Brien, is that the reason you are worried? Is it that some of the accused have pictures with some TMC leaders? Is it possible that there's truth in that charge that some people are making? Is that the reason why you're trying to do this distraction? Think. If that is the case, people will get to know. The real question is whether their real intent is to make the Parliament disruption the focus to distract from the larger NGO political party nexus and motive which may be at play. Ladies and gentlemen, let's debate that.
In my chamber at 11:30.
Massive chaos has rocked the winter session of the Parliament. Just a day ago, on the 22nd anniversary of the Parliament attacks, the Indian Parliament was breached in the biggest security lapse. These two men were seen jumping tables, armed with gas bombs, and disrupting the proceedings. Amid uproar by the opposition parties, TMC's MP Derek O'Brien stormed the well of the House, and minutes later was expelled from the House for ignoble misconduct in the Rajya Sabha.
Why are you just deleting? I hereby name Shri Derek O'Brien. Derek O'Brien is hereby named to leave the House immediately. What are you doing? Mr. Derek O'Brien, you have committed breach of privilege. Mr. Derek O'Brien to leave the House immediately.
So far, 13 members of Parliament have been suspended for unruly behavior.
बहुत ही दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण घटना है, इसमें कहीं दो मत नहीं है। आपने इसके तुरंत संज्ञान लेते हुए इस मामले की पूरी जांच का जो है आदेश दिया। मैं समझता हूं कि भविष्य में हम सारे सांसद, चाहे वो पक्ष के हों अथवा प्रतिपक्ष के हों, सभी को सावधानी बरतने की आवश्यकता है ताकि जिनको भी हम पास देते हैं, ऐसे व्यक्ति को पास न दिया जाए जो जाकर इस प्रकार की अराजक की स्थिति संसद भवन के अंदर पैदा कर दे। यह हम सभी, केवल सत्ता पक्ष ही नहीं बल्कि दूसरे पक्ष के लोगों को भी यह सावधानी बरतने की जरूरत है।
A matter on which the country should have united across political lines. The opposition has been demanding a statement from the Modi government.
गृह मंत्री सदन में आए और सदन में आकर अपना स्टेटमेंट, अपना बयान दे और हमें दो चार सवाल पूछने का अगर मौका दिए जाए तो हम सोचेंगे कि ठीक है, चलो सदन को दोबारा शुरू करने की हमें मौका मिल जाए।
But the government stand is clear. all this politics is unnecessary.
I am sorry to say that it has become the habit of some members to politicize all the issues. I once again request them not to politicize the issue.
कि जनता से जुड़े हुए मुद्दों को, जिन मुद्दों को उठाने पर सरकार की जिम्मेदारी तय की जाती है, मंत्रियों से उत्तर लिया जाता है, उसे बाधित करने का एक ही लक्ष्य है कि संसदीय जनतंत्र के बुनियाद को कमजोर करना, जन सरोकारों के प्रति उपेक्षा का भाव रखना, भारत का विपक्ष रचनात्मक दृष्टिकोण रखता।
देश में हम सब लोग देश और राष्ट्र की सेवा के लिए आए हैं और कितनी भी विपरीत परिस्थिति हो उसके बाद भी सदन चले, ये हम सबकी जिम्मेदारी है। और उसके बाद हम सब उस घटना के बाद भी सदन चला था, आज भी सदन चलेगा, कोई सदनों को रोक नहीं सकता।
It's time to end the politics and unite in response to this act of terror. Let's debate.
To leave the house immediately.
Pulla Rao and Kapil Madan on one side with Tuhin on the other. Mr. Pulla Rao, watching this from a distance in Chennai, what are your thoughts? My thoughts are that this is most unnecessary. My thoughts are that somewhere the opposition is worried that there may be a political link found to the people who carried out the attack through the NGO link and their past political connections. These people may have worked together. It is possible that there are leaders from any of these parties, the anti-BJP parties, who may have benefited by cohabiting with the people who carried out the attack, and therefore they need to distract attention from the attack itself and bring it onto themselves. And that is the reason for this drama that they try to carry out in Parliament. Besides, my other view is that it is very, very against national interest to show an act of disunity a day after Parliament has been attacked. In any other country, members of Parliament would have stood together and said, we take a common view against this, instead of immediately trying to politicize it. And my third point is they are trying to say, no, we need to go after the BJP MP whose PA gave the passes. Now, there's nothing to prove that the BJP MP was part of the plot. Was his office infiltrated? Yes. But by trying to make that the focus, these people are trying to take the attention away from the act of terrorism, right, to everything else. Pulla Rao, therefore, I believe the country will see through this drama that Derek O'Brien and company did today. Your take, please.
Yes, it's very difficult to disagree with what you say, especially what's happened on 15th. That's today, the 14th. But what about the 13th?
Sir.
All these events took place on the 13th. It was a disgraceful failure of security. It showed how weak India is, which we are very embarrassed. That people came unarmed into Parliament House, violating all the security that was supposed to be there. And the guy jumps down into the house, turns around, and the ushers try to catch him. What if the Prime Minister was there? What kind of scene was enacted on 13th December? What kind of reaction there should have been from the government? There should have been a brutal sacking of people responsible. Instead of that, they suspended the poor ushers, the 6 guys who were trying to catch him politely, as if they were bouncing somebody away from a hotel bar. Let us look at what happened. Look at the country is shocked. Rightly so. We agree with you. They should be the next day. But should the government not have taken to task the officers, the person responsible for the Lok Sabha? There's nothing about that. They suspended the ushers, the 6-7 ushers. No, there's nothing. There's no tension that this could have been worse. This has debased India's image. The image of December 13th will live long in the minds of people. And it's very difficult to disagree with what you have said. Country should present a united face. Country should view it as a terrorist act. Country should get to the bottom of it. But we have to see some action should have been taken. Immediate responsibility, immediate suspension, 1 or 2 resignations at the highest level to bring the gravity to the country that this is very serious. We are taking it seriously. India is a tough country now. India is not a country where four people just walk into Parliament House and then they do all kinds of things. And sadly, till the end of the day, they could not locate two of the people hiding in Parliament House. What has happened? That's what the country is thinking, Mr. Arnab. The 13th December incidents will go a long way in creating shock that nothing has changed. Has anything changed? By good fortune, December 13, 2001, tragedy was prevented when they would have kidnapped 102 MPs during lunch hour in Central Hall. This was no less. Please think about it. The activities, the actions, and the pictures of December 13th are a shock to the nation. Think about it. The activities, the actions, and the pictures of December 13th are a shock to the nation.
What if it turns out, Mr. Pullarao, that these people have links to political parties, that they have campaigned for political parties in the past, or adjunct members unofficially of certain political parties? Would you be equally shocked about that?
They should be punished without any mercy if such a link, an organic link, an actual link, a cause when the link is there, they should be punished. The country would expect that. But that comes later. Where is the shock? You have to express the same shock on December 13th. If those who had been going to Parliament House before this new building, we know how difficult it is to get in, how much fuss there is to create. And there used to be people guarding. What happened? I mean, I am genuinely shocked. I don't want to apportion blame. I'm genuinely shocked. Just look at that picture you're showing on your screen. There's not a single commando in sight to bring that fellow down. Not shoot him, at least bring him down. There is not a single stun gun. Not even gas, nothing to bring the guy down. Is this India? That's what you're talking about, the India of, what are those? Oh, we have a fantastic Air Force, fantastic Navy. What is it there? Where are the commandos? Not a single one to rush and bring the person down. I'm sorry, I have to say this. Somebody should have paid the price for December 13th by the evening of that. Somebody who was running the Lok Sabha, or somebody very high up. And one small point I want to tell you, there is a murmur that in the last 10, 15 years, not only in this regime,
with you, Mr. Pullarao, and I find that you are Mr. Pullarao, you are pushing a very disingenuous line, which I suspect you don't believe in yourself. You are just pushing it just for the sake of pushing it. You are very well aware that Derek O'Brien and company were trying to create a tamasha. So the headline tomorrow would not be on the possible political links of the attackers, but on the drama of Derek O'Brien and company. Tuhin is responding to all your introductory points. Tuhin, his focus is on the spectacle and not on the actors.
Arnab, for a government that has placed utmost priority to national security in the last 10 years, obviously this has come as a shock. But I find an uncanny resemblance and an episode, an unsavory episode of a supposed hijack of a plane traveling from Kolkata to Lucknow, which was hijacked and taken to Banaras on 20th December 1978. The people who had carried out that hijacking turned out to be Congress karyakartas. One of them, Bholanath Pandey, was rewarded with an MLA ticket and he turned out to be a two-time MLA. I'm not saying that the thing is exactly true over here, but a lot of bizarre connections seem to be at play over here. Number one, while they managed, it was a ploy to get the passes from Pratap Simha, and certainly questions will be asked to him, and that would be a part of the investigation. These people apparently had also carried out two recce's, and the passes for those two recce's were provided by an opposition MP. It's all part of the investigation that is going on. Now, the MPs who have been suspended today have not been suspended for asking questions, but because of their repeated hooligan behavior on important issues of national interest. And I will give you some examples. Derek O'Brien in 2014, when the Telangana bill was introduced, he was tearing the bill. When the farm was introduced, he was tearing the bill. Today, I don't know what he was doing on the well of the house on an important issue where, the primary onus, as the Home Minister has just explained, is on the Speaker to provide a preliminary report. At the same time, the Honorable Defence Minister has made a statement. So why does the opposition behave in a my way or the highway situation? It doesn't help the issue of national security. Finally, one important point, the nature of terrorism is changing. While we have successfully thwarted Pakistan-supported terrorism, these new breed of Andolan Jeevis, professional Andolan Jeevis and, urban Naxals probably pose a greater threat that we had anticipated. And yes, this is an eye-opener. This is a learning experience. We will be vigilant upon them. That is the reason why UPA charges have been immediately pressed against all of them. Learning experience. We will be vigilant upon them. That is the reason why UPA charges have been immediately pressed against all of them.
Arnab, can I come in here? I would like to respond to him here. I've been patiently listening
focusing
for
on
the
the
last
security
20
breach
minutes.
rather than the links of these actors, I think a focus should be there on both. Kapil, tell me, is the government not doing an investigation? Is the follow-up not happening? Has a statement not been made by the defense minister on the floor of the House? Is the investigation not beginning? Have the NGO links not been brought out? Right? Now, I am very surprised out here that in the case of Mahua Moitra,
allow me to make my
you don't
point.
participate in the investigation and you complain about the results of the investigation. In this particular case, you don't want an investigation. So it's completely
this is bizarre. I think your
totally hypocritical.
Is equally or even
you have played into the hands of these terrorists, Kapil.
Then what
you have played into the hands of the terrorists by being their armor, by being on their side a day after the attack. Please, I can't hear you.
Can I?
Yeah, please respond.
Arnab, I think your sound to be more bizarre. I thought Tuhin is very bizarre today, but you have exceeded that expectation, and you're sounding even more bizarre. Now, Tuhin made a remark, and he drew a reference to say that someone had a connection here. I talked to him very few months ago. It was who happens to be one of the top minister, a governor appointed by the BJP government. He was questioning BJP government, and he said Pulwama happened because of our own mistake. Because we refused to give, aircrafts to our Jawans, and that's the reason. That was the primary reason why Pulwama happened. Did we saw an investigation? Whose lapse was it? No. Is there any kind of case or any kind of suspension or any kind of trial that has happened post Satyapal Malik's statement and revelation? No. We have a similar incident here. Again, a person who has entered in the parliament, and prima facie, the person has used a BJP functionary to enter the parliament. But you want to ask questions from the opposition. I mean, it's completely bizarre.
Today, can I be on air? Because I'm responding to you to tell you how absurd you are and how absurd you sound and how terrible you sound and unprepared and unresearched you sound, how illiterate you sound by taking the example of Satyapal Malik. Any person with an iota of a brain, and I hope you have an iota of a brain, if not a complete brain, and I hope there is an ounce of grey matter inside your large cranium. My question to you is, did Satyapal Malik till this point of time provide any evidence? So almost 1 year has passed.
But he made
an iota of evidence.
He made an allegation.
Did what he say help Pakistan or not? Which means you people in the Congress are willing to support a man who has no evidence and ends up supporting Pakistan. Which side are you on?
Arnab,
which side are you on? I'm beginning to doubt. So far I thought you were only on the Chinese side, but are you on Pakistani side also?
Arnab, you will make the allegation yourself, you will prove someone innocent yourself, and you will prove someone guilty yourself. So you are the jury, executioner, and the judge. You are playing all the role. So I cannot question your wisdom. You can declare anyone guilty, you can declare anyone anti-national, but the point is, there is a monumental lapse. Government needs to respond. Someone needs to take responsibility. And how casually they are suspended, it's equally bizarre. I mean, they have suspended one MP who was not even there in the parliament. So can you, I mean, our viewers will now gauge how this suspension business works. आज चलो किसी को उठा के सस्पेंड कर देते हैं, चाहे कोई वहां पे है, चाहे कोई वहां पे नहीं है. This is how casually, this is how, easily, this is how loosely you carry out your so-called process of suspension, which has serious repercussions. You are not suspending an MP. You are suspending the voice of the people who he represents in the parliament. And you just do it like that, casually. I mean, it's absolutely bizarre.
I don't know what we have achieved with this drama. No, but what have we achieved with this drama, Pulla Rao? What have we achieved? You've done your day of drama. What have you achieved? You want the focus away from Mahua Moitra's corruption. You want to take the focus away from the fact that people you may have links with, who your leaders have photographs with, have carried out a terrorist attack on parliament, just because you want to distract attention from these terrible, disgraceful acts. You will go around doing some kind of a protest, almost trying to physically assault the speaker on the floor of the house. I mean, you could have stood united at least today, Pulla Rao, at least today. At least today you would have not taken this position. The country would have blessed you for one day.
Immediately.
But you see, Pulla Rao, you people are all by the force of habit.
No, immediately.
You're all held by the force of habit.
No, I agree with a part of what you say, but you have to go back to the 13th. There is no response. I haven't heard Mr. Tuhin say somebody is responsible, action should be taken. Had action been taken against the people on the 13th itself, by evening, convening an emergency meeting, sacking one or two people, the highest level responsible, this drama would not have taken place. I agree with you. We should focus on that. Focus on the 13th. Forget Mahua Moitra. Abhishek Banerjee says she can take care of herself. Let us focus on 13th. Has enough action been taken? Or is it a casual way? Dekhta hu, inquiry kar raha hu. It's not correct.
Can I respond?
It's a very serious. It's a very serious event. Sad event. What happened on 13th? And I pointed out to you, it was shocking that there was no response. There was no security. No exercises have been done. Who is responsible? Parliament security. Parliament, Rashtrapati Bhavan, government officers, Prime Minister, about 50, 60 iconic institutions and people. They have to be protected. We have enemies on 7,000 kilometers of Indian territory for the last 70 years. And what is the response on the 13th, Mr. Arnab? Some response should have been there. Some response by the evening.
I respond to you.
Yes, I don't want to mention names. Who is responsible in Parliament? There has to be a response.
I respond to you. No, can I respond to him? Arnab, when you insist that a response should be there on the 13th, I don't know why people still
Yes, please.
I don't know why people still throw the Tariq ka bataoge challenge at us, because our actions speak louder than words. The very fact that charges are being framed under UAPA shows our seriousness in dealing with the matter. Now, the challenge which is coming from the opposition, why has Amit Shah ji not made a statement? You need to realize he's not like your ill-prepared leader Rahul Gandhi, who can come on the floor of the House and make factually incorrect claims. He does a lot of research, and when he makes a statement that will go on for more than 1 hour, which you will not be able to challenge. So wait for that. Our point is that let me reassure you, your MPs are suspended for asking questions. They have been suspended for repeated hooligan behavior. And Arnab, I need to point this out, that Rahul Gandhi is the kingpin of this hooligan behavior. I still remember in 2019 January, when the then Defence Minister Nirmala Sitharaman ji was making an important statement on the Rafale issue. What were Rahul Gandhi and the 45 odd Congress MPs doing at that point of time? Throwing paper planes at her, winking.
Yes.
If that is the level of seriousness that you have towards important issues of national security,
Mr. Tuhin, small submission. Don't trivialize it. Don't trivialize 13th December. Look at the picture beside you. Look at the picture. Is that the security? Is that the security? If the Home Minister or Prime Minister was in the house, is that the
security by making illogical allegations against us? You make a study of the
look at that picture behind you, beside you. What a scene there would have been if there was a shootout. What a scene. I urge the government to wake up. I urge you to wake up. Recognize a very bad thing has happened on 13th. Correct it. Correct it. Nothing else will happen. The country will appreciate it if you take stiff action. Let me just bring you a little bit of history to you. When Indira Gandhi was assassinated,
between 2005 to
they suspended all the
2008,
police
India
officers.
had so we have suspended 8 security officials.
On the spot.
So are you not aware we have suspended 8 security officials? If all that you wanted is suspending security officials. No, so wait for investigation. I don't know. I don't know whether you've served in any administrative capacity in the government, but it is very important not to sack the wrong people. I think it is also important to get to the bottom of the case and who
asked them to go on leave. Nobody has been asked to go on leave. They want to inquire into themselves. They want to inquire into themselves. Who did the mistake? They are going to inquire into themselves.
Opposition MPs provided them recce passes.
Back to take action. Take action. Change the law. Criminalize it. If an MP gives the pass, criminalize it. Remove him from office. Do all of that.
Unforgettable.
Do all of that. We need it. If an MP gives a pass to a Gunda, his membership should be dissolved. Membership should be dissolved. I am for that. But you can't excuse and say we suspended some ushers. This is, a government which is strong on security.
You can't be giving sermons
all the time. All the time.
I don't think you can't be giving sermons to us on national security. Just
no, it's not a sermon. It is a statement. Just as you have given, trying to bring in some old hacks.
The government has said that. But I agree with you, Pula Rao, and you're arguing in a very spirited way. I think the fact is that, however, you must think that the Congress also demanded an investigation into the Pulwama attack. Congress leader Sam Pitroda questioned the Balakot airstrike. They were part of the Sabha gang, right? Mamata Banerjee criticized the IAF surgical strike made inside Pakistan, politicized it in 2019. Digvijay Singh questioned the 2016 surgical strikes along the LOC. Rahul Gandhi accused the Prime Minister of using the Uri strike to win the Uttar Pradesh elections. Point is that on national security issues, you people have taken a very contrary view, which is not appreciated. This, Mr. Pula Rao, is a national security issue. I wish parties would have stayed together. That is my view. I thank you very much.